Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber, and in this video I have another unboxing from thecubicle.us. In here should be the new Ångstrom research cubes, which I am really excited to check out, so let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, so in this package we have quite a few things. We've got the 3 Ångstrom research puzzles, as well as the lubricants, and we also have the new cube with the cubicle.us t-shirt. So I mentioned this t-shirt in my video on the Cubicle's lawsuit against Rubik's. So now the t-shirt is finally out, so you guys can order it right now on the Cubicle. All the proceeds will go to their lawsuit, so if you guys can support it by getting this shirt, that would be a huge help, as well as by supporting the GoFundMe. If you guys haven't seen that video, I would really suggest you guys to check it out. But yeah, that is the t-shirt, so that's super awesome. And so next up, I want to go ahead and look at the lubes individually right before we get to the puzzles. All right, so if you guys haven't heard, Ångstrom Research is a new kind of sub-brand of the Cubicle next to the Cubicle Pro Shop and Cubicle Labs. So it's kind of like for experimental type stuff. And the first thing I'm noticing is that some of this has definitely leaked out because these kind of applicator sticks are kind of totally covered, and the lube that's inside here, you can see that kind of like milky white stuff in there. That's kind of all leaking out, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Might have something to do with the altitude changes or something because of where I live. But yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. But yeah, these are the 2 new lubricants, the Dignitas and Gravitas lubes. So I don't know which one is heavier or lighter, but I know that one of them is more, I think, meant as a core lube, and one of them is more of a piece lube. Basically, it's supposed to be kind of a replacement to silicone. I'll talk about it a little bit more in a second. I gotta kind of wipe my hands off now and get this cleaned up a bit. So as you guys can tell, just from the fact that the lubricant comes in these little capsules right here with these applicant sticks, and you can even kind of tell just by looking at it, this is not the same consistency as normal silicone. It's basically kind of completely different, and it's just does not work the same way. So anyways, let's go ahead and get on to the actual puzzles. There's 3 of them here with the nice Ångstrom Research logo stickers, even though that's actually misspelled. That's not a huge deal. So we have in here a Volk M, a GTS 2M, and a GAN Air SM that have all been lubed with these new lubricants. So I don't know which one is which, so let's just go ahead and open up the first box. This one appears to be the GAN. So this is the one that I'm most interested in, actually, because the GAN SM is pretty much my favorite of the 3 cubes. I kind of alternate between all 3 of them, though. They're all really good, and I've all had them as a main at one point, so it's hard to say. I'm kind of between mains right now. I don't really know what my main is. I really like the Volk M since I picked it up after using the Volk Power and doing that review. But I don't know, all the cubes are super great. Anyways, I'm super excited to check this cube out. It's got a nice Ångstrom Research logo on this red side, which is a nice change of pace since logos are always on white usually. I think it looks really nice. Anyways, I'm super excited to try this out. Let's go ahead and turn it. Huh, interesting. Definitely pretty gummy and slow right out of the box. I'm sure it will speed up though. What's interesting though is it doesn't feel like gummy, it just feels sluggish. That gummy feel is not there. It doesn't feel overly lubricated for sure, which is kind of the whole point of the lube. So if you kind of look inside there, you can definitely see some lube in there, but just the feeling of the cube does not feel gummy. The point of these 2 Ångstrom lubes is basically to provide a similar effect to what silicone does to the cubes, but with a different feel. So it's not supposed to feel draggy or sluggish or gummy. So you know how when you put quite a bit of lube, or even not even that much, just enough lube to get your cube working properly, when you turn it, it feels almost a little bit sticky, and you can definitely notice that the lube is inside the puzzle. It's it's very noticeable. In this cube, you don't feel that at all. So the cube feels just smooth and effortlessly quiet, and just wow, it's turning nicer and nicer the more I'm turning it, which is so great. But it does not have that same gummy feel that normal lube gives. And I'm assuming that once it speeds up, this is going to be such an amazing cube to turn. This is also incredibly quiet. I want to see how the sound compares to my normal SM. I pulled this one out as well, just the Pro Shop one. And it definitely is a noticeable difference. So if you listen to the sound of this one versus the sound of this one, it does seem to be a bit quieter, which is pretty nice considering the Air SM is already the most quiet cube out there, basically. So this one's even more quiet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean the surface of the outside of this a little bit. It feels a little bit slippery, but yeah, this is a very interesting feeling cube. I'm really liking it so far. It basically feels kind of exactly the way I thought it would when it was first described to me by Phil, when he said that it's basically supposed to not feel gummy or sticky, kind of the way silicone lube makes cubes feel a lot of times. And turning this is exactly kind of what I had imagined. So that's really great. Just to kind of give you guys an example of that sticky sound, my GTS2 is a pretty good example of it. When you turn it, I don't know, to me at least, there's something about the way this cube sounds that's different, specifically this cube, that's specifically different from the other GTS2s that I have, and it's because it's been lubricated so much and broken in so much, and it just sounds sticky. It just sounds like you can hear the lubricant moving around inside of it. And I'm assuming that I'm not going to notice that sound at all on the GTS2 that's in here, so I wonder if it's this one. I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't really tell between the GTS2 and the Volk. I'll know as soon as I turn it. All right, so I'm thinking this one actually is the Volk now, and it definitely is. Huh, that's a very interesting feel. Again, it's very sluggish right now, but it will speed up, I'm assuming. And again, the outside is going to need to be wiped off a little bit. But once again, that sticky feeling is just gone, and it's even slightly noticeable in my Volk M here from Cubicle Labs. You can even kind of hear it in the sound if you compare the two. Especially if I turn slowly. Let me turn slowly to the mic. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'll go ahead and turn this to the mic as well. To me, it almost has a slightly sandy type sound, but not feel. It doesn't feel sandy or anything, but it's a very distinct sound and feel that I don't get with any kind of other silicone lube, and that's basically the point. This is not really supposed to feel like silicone. It's supposed to replace silicone almost. That's the way it was described to me, is that the idea is that eventually, you know, people will want to use this more since it doesn't have that annoying kind of sticky feeling. All right, now let's check out the GTS2, the last one in here. So my GTS2s are pretty worn out right now, the Cubicle Labs one, so I'm pretty excited to have a new one now that I can break in. Ooh, already this one I think is my favorite out of the box. Definitely because it's the fastest right now. So I don't know how much more this one's gonna speed up if it's already this fast. But this one feels amazing. Yeah, I really like the feel of that. And again, I don't feel that that sticky gummy feeling at all on this cube, which is super nice. Again, I'm going to compare the sounds between this cube and my Pro Shop. You can hear it in the sound just now. So here, I can do this up close. And then compared to the Ångstrom Research Cube. So you can definitely hear the difference. It's quite a big difference, and the feeling is quite significantly different as well. So I'm already really impressed with these three puzzles. I really like the way they're feeling. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some solves over me talking for the next little bit here, because I just kind of want to describe Ångstrom Research a little bit more. So basically, Ångstrom Research is kind of a sub-brand to the Cubicle that was developed by Chris Tran, and Ångstrom Research isn't specific to the Dignitas and Gravitas lubricants they've developed. It's more of, like I said, a sub-brand. So it's going to include a lot of different stuff, and it's going to be more experimental type stuff that isn't quite ready to be like fully like mass produced yet. I'm saying that in quotes, kind of, in the way that the Pro Shop cubes and the Cubicle Labs cubes have been, where those cubes are kind of more marketable to like more types of cubers. The Ångstrom Research stuff is kind of more experimental and niche. It's more of a niche market basically. So if you want to try out new stuff and just get a little bit of a different feeling in your cubes, you can definitely give it a shot. But it's not stuff that's like quite ready for mass production yet. It's basically stuff that the Cubicle is just kind of testing out and trying, and you can buy it just to see if you like it. They were doing the same things with boron and all kinds of different coated cubes, which I know Chris Tran is still working on quite a bit. Different kinds of chemicals that affect the plastic of puzzles to create different feels. I'm almost positive that boron is not going to be happening, but if it was going to, it would probably be under the Ångstrom Research name. So yeah, if you guys want to try these cubes out, they are available on the cubicle.us right now. They are pretty pricey though. So if you're a little bit unsure about whether or not you're going to like the feel, then your best option would probably just be to buy the lubes and try it out yourself. It's pretty interesting. It's really cool. I really like that the Cubicle is still trying new things and still being innovative. And I'm just really glad that they've now actually released a product that you guys can buy. Although I'm pretty sure this is pretty limited edition. I don't think they're going to be running it, doing a run of these lubes and these cubes for all that long. So if you do want to try it out, make sure to jump on it now and give it a shot. So as for performance of these cubes, the cubes have not really sped up that much. I've done quite a few solves on each of them now, maybe like 30 or 40 solves on each, and they haven't really gotten much faster. Maybe the only one that's at a good speed right now is the GTS2, but the Volcam and the RSM are still pretty slow right now. I don't know how many solves it's going to take before it really breaks in, or if it even ever will. Perhaps it's a little bit over lubricated. I might wipe some of it out and see if that helps it at all. But as for right now, the Ångstrom Research GTS2M is pretty much the only one that I'm really liking so far, but I still really like the feel of the other two cubes. I just might have to figure out a way to speed it up. But I'm really liking the way they feel, so I'm probably going to use these three cubes, kind of switching between them for quite a bit, since the stock versions of these puzzles are pretty much my favorite cubes anyway. Anyways, that's about it for the Ångstrom Research cubes. If you guys are interested in these puzzles, the links for everything will of course be in the description. Thanks of course to the Cubicle for sending these cubes for free for me to review, and also for sponsoring the video. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.